Okay everybody, hello, welcome to Erica's Reflex Appeal. We are here doing a live video with my sister-in-law Kim, actually. Kim came and got a facial reflexology session from me. I don't know, how long ago was it now?
Probably almost 2 months, I think.
2 months ago? Mm-hmm. And she was coming to me because of a pain in her side. Mm-hmm. And she had been to see chiro,
acupuncture, massage, physio. Yeah.
And kind of seemed to not really do anything to make it better. Sometimes it made it almost worse, hey?
Yeah, sometimes it made it worse and no real improvement. So. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what we did is we looked into sort of where that point lies and what else could be holding on to it. So we actually went into the large intestine area and found some really sensitive points in there that were really effective for it. And so I've given her two treatments. And I think, well, you just had an incident at one of your rental locations that caused some worry.
Yeah, some stress, and I found the pain kind of came back because it had gone away. I dealt with it for about a year, and then it went away for about a month after the first treatment, and then it came back with some stress in my life.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I also noticed that it was along the gallbladder meridian as well, so that's why I went into the gallbladder. So we're just going to do a little bit of testing about in this session here, so you guys can see how a facial reflexology treatment is going to go as far as testing different points and working with the different maps on the face in order to come up with a treatment that's customizable to your client. So the three tools that I'm going to work with today are the Yang detector, and I'm also going to work with the Comet detector, and I'm going to use the small brush today. So I'm just going to go in and work the large intestine points again, just to see where I'm at in regards to tenderness and blockage. It does seem like there's a little bit in there, hey Kim?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tender still.
Can you describe what the point feels like to you?
I mean, I guess when it feels like a spot, it just hurts more when you press on it than on other spots. I don't know.
Is it like a pain like you would expect from a needle?
Kind of. Like it's more dull than a needle, I would say. It's not as stinging, but it feels just like more of an acute pressure than on a point that doesn't maybe need to be worked.
Okay. Very good. So as I work this point, I'm basically just giving it a little bit of a massage. That's one thing that facial reflexology has over acupuncture. There's no way you could actually do this with a needle. Not only would she end up with probably bloody skin from being scraped, but it would just not be... I mean, I'm not going to say that this is enjoyable for the client, but doing it with a needle would probably be way less enjoyable. Okay, so we've got one. So if you imagine that the smile line is the large intestine, we've got one point that sits in the middle and in the smile line. And then also on the left side, there's a point there too.
That's really tender.
It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I'm going in and testing some of the points that we worked last time is just to see where we are with that. So not only is this a large intestine point, but it's a major immune system point. So when you're dealing with immune system issues, this is such an effective point to detect and work in through. Again, I'm going to hold the points for about 10 to 30 seconds. Now, I guess something that we didn't really establish beforehand, which would probably be good, is asking Kim, do you have the pain right now? Like, is there something that you can test for us
It's more like when I do certain things, like with running, I feel it, but I don't have it right now. So,
Okay.
yeah.
But you'd be able to follow up with us and
Yeah,
tell
I'd
her.
definitely be able to let you know, like tomorrow even.
And from the 2 treatments, I know we had kind of mentioned, but we were off camera. We mentioned, or I asked you what the improvement level that you thought was. So now I'm just going to come in and work it a little bit differently. I know that there's some congestion in there, so I just want to work with my different tools. The nice part about multi-reflexology, working with the multi-reflex tools, is there's lots of options. I don't have to stay with the same tool. Because I want to make sure that I'm doing what's best for the client and what's most enjoyable as well. It's not necessarily pleasant to always have a uncomfortable thing poking in your face. But going back to the improvement, so we've had 2 treatments. And how do you feel the improvement has been for your pain over the last 2 treatments?
Yeah, so after the first treatment, it was basically 100% improvement because for the whole month, the pain was completely gone. And then it came back, but when it came back, it wasn't the same intensity that it had been before. So still like, I don't know, an 80% improvement overall from before I saw Erica.
That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely still some congestion in there. Again, I'm just going to switch tools just to see, especially if you start to see that there's a little bit of a bigger area. So you can see what I'm talking about is congestion, and how you're going to notice the congestion in a reflexology treatment is because you can see that area kind of goes a little bit white. It means, blood flow isn't going to that area as much as possible, but that whole area around the large intestine and immune system is blocked. So it would definitely be something that I would recommend to my client or to Kim, and she has purchased a tool to be able to work on some of these points herself. I know it's not the same as getting a treatment, but it's definitely a possibility of a self-care protocol. Okay, so I've worked on those points good enough. Now I'm gonna go in and test in through the gallbladder. So the gallbladder is on the right side of the body. So going in to work the gallbladder point, which if you follow the bottom of the nostril, it's in conjunction with the outside tangent of the iris. So I'm gonna come in through here. And yeah, I can. How does that feel?
That's a tender spot.
So I'm gonna press and hold in through here because I want a little bit more specific detection. I am gonna come in and just test it with the smaller detector. Doesn't make a huge difference. So I'm just trying and testing out the different tools here. So I can tell that there's a pretty good congested area. So I'm just gonna switch around my tools to see how I can work the congestion a little bit more. How you can support this treatment is going in and actually working the whole entire gallbladder meridian on the body. So that's probably what I will do as a complement to this treatment. How does it feel to you, Kim, as we work out the little area and the spot?
It just becomes less tender. Like it almost feels like when I get a massage on a larger muscle, as they apply pressure, you can just kind of feel the tension release.
Does it feel good? Okay. So the diagram that I've been working on for the most part is the viscera diagram on the face. So we have the lungs here, the liver, gallbladder, spleen, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, bladder, kidneys and adrenals, urethra out to the bladder. So that's one diagram. The next diagram that I'm going to move to is actually, we call him the Rodin diagram. So the Rodin, as you would expect, has his knee and his elbow together with his chin, hand on his chin. So his head is here, his back comes down here, and the knees and the elbows meet in through here. So because the pain is on the side of the chest, I'm gonna come in and actually see if there's any painful points in here. The nice part about this technique is we're looking for what's called living points. So I reflect the diagram onto the face, and then I come in to detect to see if there's any living points. And they're the same kind of points that you would feel on the other reflexes that I've been doing. So Kim will know if I'm finding any points that are in this area. So it's good to have open communication with your client to see if you're finding any points. I don't really feel any major points in here. How does it feel to you, Kim?
Nothing too major, like a little bit tender, but not...
Like maybe in here?
Not really, actually.
Okay, so now I'm gonna try the other side because it's on both sides. She has been dealing with this pain for over a year, so it's possible that it could have crossed already. Anything in there at all? Nothing like the
Not
other
really.
points?
Actually, it's even less tender on that side.
Okay.
On the right side, it was a little bit more tender.
Okay. So in traditional Chinese medicine, the large intestine and lungs are paired organs. So I am gonna come in through and work 0.61, and it is also very important right there.
Yeah, it is tender there.
Right there.
Ooh, yeah.
She also has varicose veins. So we're working these points to also increase the integrity of the lining of the walls. So these would also be the ones that I would want her to work on her own. Is anything in here?
No, not at all, actually. Yeah, a little bit more. As you get closer to the ear, it feels, yeah, there.
There? Okay. So that's basically how we start work.
I feel like there might have been something here, I don't know. Like where you were pressing, it is kind of tender.
Right in here?
Yeah, it is pretty tender. Yeah. Yeah, that's tender.
Yeah. Right here. Okay, and I'm going to do the lung meridian on the other side. Where here?
Maybe up higher, actually. Maybe not. Yeah, that is tender.
There. This is 0.61 or lung point 11. So it's very effective in working through the lung meridian, and it's very effective for dealing with any pains in the thumbs and all the way up the front of the the arms in through here. 61 is also used in emergency cases for bleeding, so bleeding internally or even bleeding externally. It's used to stop excess bleeding anywhere in the body. So effective.
Hmm.
Just gonna switch tools here. There.
Mm-hmm. That's really tender.
Down here.
Yeah.
And how's that in this one here?
Not a 10. Ooh, maybe a little more there. Yeah.
There.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 61 in through here. And then 16, which is at the connection point of the ear and face. So those 4 points, actually, the two 61s and the 16s, are what we use for varicose veins and to basically strengthen the constitution of all of the little blood vessels, which is why it stops bleeding immediately. Ever since I learned this trick, I've used it so many times because I frequently get nosebleeds.
Yeah, my kids do. Kyla especially, so that's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just gonna give the face a little break, but now I'm going to just work in through the gallbladder meridians. And through here. So we're working the gallbladder meridian, and I am working down just that. Yes, to your question about the massage therapists, it's not their fault, but they don't learn about meridians and they don't learn about traditional Chinese medicine in their practice.
Yeah.
So, in there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But less.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So I am just going down. So I started at the top here at the gallbladder meridian and worked my way down gallbladder meridian points on the side in through the chest area here, and then came down in through the gallbladder meridian points in here, and then in through the gallbladder meridian points on the side. And as I work down, I test each point with the next point and make sure that they release beforehand. So now I'm onto the leg portion of the gallbladder meridian, and it's kind of just on this lateral edge of the quad, and I want to just work it out to make sure that I clear the whole entire meridian. So I'm just using pressure in this area. just on the side of the calf. Or side of the shin, I should say.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a good one, hey?
Mm-hmm.
So as I press and hold one area, I will work the other area. So again, I want to reinforce the gallbladder meridian and regulate the gallbladder meridian because the pain is located on the gallbladder meridian. Then I come down and work the shin of the gallbladder meridian. Feels better. Tender there.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Mm-hmm. Oh, tender there.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
So what I found is that throughout the treatment, one point can always affect another point. It's about finding the points that are connected. And you just keep working the meridian in a very similar fashion.
Not so much. Oh yeah.
So as I continue to just work the gallbladder meridian, I want, ideally, obviously, the meridian, the whole entire meridian to be pain-free when I'm done. So I just keep working it. And this. And working the gallbladder meridian points, which are along the side of the leg here.
Oh yeah, that's right
Right.
under there.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
So now I come to the gallbladder on the foot. And I can tender there,
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, really tender on the shin.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
So something that could also be blocking her, I know Kim does a lot of running. So something that could be blocking it is the style of run.
Hmm.
Especially if that's when you're feeling it.
Yeah, that is when I feel it the most for sure. It's especially when I push a stroller for some reason when I run.
Do you feel like your gait is different when you run
Mhm.
with a stroller?
I lean forward more and I try not to hold tension in my shoulders, but I probably do a bit just from having to push.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like especially if I go uphill with a stroller,
Yeah.
it hurts more. That's really tender.
There
Mm-hmm.
or there. More so here.
They're almost equal actually, both quite tender.
There too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's been a point along the gallbladder meridian that hasn't been tender.
just everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, so tender.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Here?
Yeah.
Or here?
Yeah, the second, a little more. Ooh, actually more along there.
There?
Mm-hmm, yes, there. Oh my goodness.
There?
Yeah.
So this is kind of the ending point of the gallbladder meridian, so it does seem like there's a little bit more congestion, especially in through this area. You can see that she has a little bit of an internally rotated foot, so that can be putting stress and strain on through here. So I would probably say that I would feel pretty confident that it can be you're creating a strain and a block and through that meridian.
Huh. From my running.
Yeah, it's probably starting from the feet and moving up.
Do you think I need to take a break from running and do something else for a while?
Yeah, or just do some really good stretching that stretches throughout the meridian. And just be conscious of your gait, that you're not putting all your pressure on through here when you run.
Okay, like on the outside of my foot?
Mm-hmm.
Try to use more pressure on the inside of my foot?
Well, you want to try and
Or have it be even.
Have it be even.
Okay.
But that you use your toes to push
like
off.
off my big toe more.
Yeah.
Push off my big toe. Okay.